Good evening, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Grand Boulevard Coalition. The Grand Boulevard Coalition is a drug-free communities program that is operating in the Grand Boulevard community. The boundaries of the Grand Boulevard community is communities of 51st Street on the south, north to 35th Street, west to the Dan Ryan, east to Cottage Grove, and some parts of the lakefront. We have a great guest today, a brother who's familiar to most of you guys, I'm sure, Mr. Mark Allen, who's our media partner, and he's also the chairman of the National Black Wall Street, Chicago. But I've known Mark for probably some 25, 30 years. The first time I met him, he won't acknowledge this, I was about 17 years old, over on 37th, right off of King Drive at Seabuck and Bippo. They were doing young youth leadership training, and I came there by way of the Robert Taylor Fieldhouse through Sister Lorna Barnes. But I'm giving you too much, Lorna Barnes. Right. That's how I found out about you, and the youth leadership development training, and listening to WVON, at that time, the Talking Drum, and Mark called in, young people. Yeah. So anyway,
I could meet you in the hole or somewhere. I don't know where there's something going on. I got the Robert saying that again. I could meet you in the hole somewhere. They calling over.
Yeah. So anyhow, but our guest today is a brother who's still around in the community, still organizing. But today on a different level through social media, dealing with black businesses and the community, but he's still committed and to the work. And Mark Allen, thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you. God bless.
That's a nice shirt you got on.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
No caption needed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no caption needed.
So Mark, let's go right into it. I mean, Mark, you've been around for some while. I want to say, tell the listening audience if they don't know about who Mark Allen is and some of the things that you've done.
Well, Overdeli, first of all, thank you, man, and I'm humbled that again, friends that have known me for over 40 years of my life, I've been an activist voice in our community on local, state, national levels, but to fast forward, a few months ago, because I ignored going to the doctor, I came up on being faced with what I thought was my death sentence. And I was on what I thought a couple of months ago, what I thought was my deathbed. And I had to go through over 8 hours of cancer surgery with colon cancer because I'm busy being a bad black man and being active. And so I'm just grateful to have a voice today and look forward to all these kind of opportunities because of the grace of God who intervened and because that what I thought was my death sentence, God spared me. And so what I thought I wasn't going to have a voice, I still now have a voice. And I just told God that I'm going to use my voice any and every way I can to talk. And so I'm glad to be talking again with friends and allies like yourself who, ain't got to read through history. We've lived through a lot. And I think that's what's important today as we look at where we move forward with our young people and our historic communities.
Yep. And so you brothers and sisters, you can join us in the conversation, 312-738-1060, 312-738-1060. This is a live show. This is the Grand Boulevard Coalition. Our guest today is Brother Mark Allen, who's the chairman of the National Black Wall Street, Chicago, but he's also a media partner with the Grand Boulevard Coalition. And we're going to talk a little bit about why media is so important. But let me pause for a moment to just acknowledge a few of our other partners in the Grand Boulevard Coalition. Ms. Izetta Walton of Recovery 2000 is a sector partner. The Reverend Maurice Coverson of the Institute for Positive Living is also a sector partner. John Cook of the Bronzeville Community Clubhouse is also a sector partner on the business portion of the business part of our coalition and sector membership. Ms. Krista Hamilton, the executive director of Centers for New Horizon, is also a partner of the coalition. Greater Harvest Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor Eric Thomas is one of our faith leaders and is a part of our sector leadership as well. Prospectives, a charter school is also a member of our coalition, as well as Chicago Public Schools by way of Mr. Kareem Pender, who's our liaison to the Chicago Public Schools. And most importantly of all, none of the work that we would be able to do in the Third Ward would we be able to do out in the Grand Boulevard community without the support of our Third Ward elected official, and that's the Alderman Pat Dowell of the Third Ward, who is a part of our civic sector partner leadership. So, Mark, As we talked about how things change, and here we go, fast forward today, with I think is an epidemic of in some parts of it is of underage drinking and drugging in the community, and by way of marijuana usage of our teens. And then you can see in some other communities, like on the west side with some of our other partners that the DFC partners, they have this issue with heroin and heroin selling for the most part, and heroin usage among teens, but not necessarily African American. So, but let's bring it back to our community. You've been in the Grand Boulevard community that I know of consistently now, probably for the last 20 years, right?
Yes.
Doing from whether it was Operation Push to the National Black Wall Street and various other projects that. How important are collaborations, Mark? Do you see today? How important are collaborations, and how important is the role of the media, from your perspective, since you've had that background as well?
I think that the collaborations today are so important, and a lot of times people look like we're doing something new. Well, and I learned during my youth years of it's my turn, my idea, no idea. But I'm saying that collaboration and it's like we're all judged between our birth date and our death date. We're all judged by that cumulative score in the middle. So you hit a home run one day, you missed the basket the next day. You was a champion one day, you lost the next day. But cumulatively, here's where you scored up, and it's how we all judged. And I think as I grew up in the Grand Boulevard community, there was a lot of even those who made mistakes in our community it's not like drinking just started or drug use just started, but I still remember when even those who came up that said, I see you drinking, but however, you can't do this. I see you trying to sneak. When I was on 37th Street, I remember we used to sneak to Alco on 35th.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay.
I'll leave the headquarters and we sneak in the 35th.
Yeah.
And everybody knew it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people saw you making your mistakes as a youth, but at the same time, we had those partners that we went through who still helped guide us through those challenges, and we still became, through those challenges, the same folk who led the voter registration drive amongst our youth. We were still the same young people who led the black business spending. We were still the same young people who, even through those challenges, led shutting down construction sites and all of that. So here we are now, that we've, but I will say this, though. Even through those years, all those challenges we did not do by ourselves. Our communities back then had regular neighborhood centers for mental abuse and drug abuse that now aren't there. So our young people today who are faced with those same challenges, if you will, don't have the same support system. And it's worse.
And you coined a term that you always use as young people, as you see them moving. I'm not going to say it. You can say it. But as you see them moving up and down the street. But I concur with you and agree with you on so many levels about the lack of the mental health support. In many cases, you really don't have, and when you look in Grand Boulevard, outside of some of the agencies that I just mentioned, and really the most stable one, a solid is probably the Institute for Positive Living on one end, Krista Hamilton with Centers of New Horizon on the other. Because of the 2-year state budget impasse, a lot of social service agencies and agencies geared towards working with young people are suffering. I mean, we're going into schools where schools are having trouble dealing with the young people that are in school because the external support mechanism in many of these elementary and high schools are just not there for them based upon where we are with the state budget.
But I'll tell you why. Even before the state budget, let me just break it down. Let me fast forward to where we are now.
Yeah.
Here we are now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us, it's not young people's fault today who wake up. Today, it ain't your fault. You're waking up today to the results of 30 years of the results of mental health cuts. 30 years of babies making babies. 30 years of mental health, of those uneducated having another generation of baby. You've got almost now 3 generations of what I call socially disconnected, culturally disconnected, walking time bombs.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing you can do at a certain point when you wake up today, because even I, walking up and down 47th Street, sometimes you look into the eyes of these young folk you meet with, they're not looking in the right state of mind. Yeah. But all I'm saying, I remember Dr. Carl Bell over 30 years ago. He said that if we start looking at the result of the mental health cuts that he saw back then, and so that here's what's going to happen. So all I'm saying is, 30 years later, here we are. And so we wake up today with thousands and thousands and thousands of intergenerational walking time bombs. People who ain't in their right minds. Who wakes up just killing one another for nothing and beating one another for nothing? What mother wakes up smoking loud in the morning? What daddy wakes up saying, listen, I mean, who in their right mind does this? But that's what we're dealing with now, and we need to go back in these same communities. So I'm one of the same people, I tell you now, through it all, those of you who say you're the leaders you've been looking for, then be it. Then, though I walk through the valleys and shadows of death, I'm still not going to fear no evil. Because thou supposed to be with me on these same streets. And you can't get on social media trying to text and tweet your way through a movement that you got to have hands-on relationships with. And it ain't easy. But you can't get on social media tweeting your way through a movement.
I will say this, and I'm not pulling the audience. No. I understand your passion, and I think most people would have to understand, because I will say this to the audience out there who's watching us. Let me just say this to you, brothers and sisters, in all sincerity, not because Mark is sitting here, and we agree on some things, we disagree on things, but I will say this to you. Because of that sister that I talked about, Lorna Barnes, right, that I met at the Robert Taylor Field House on a Saturday. She does these when she was doing some reading programs. She was going throughout the development trying to get young people to get engaged. And I've always been kind of this intuitive young guy, even growing up in public housing. And whenever somebody had something positive going on, I tried to be a part of it for the most part. And she employed most of us to listen to WVON and to start. And I heard this guy one Monday night. Change. I'm telling you the truth. On a Monday night, I was at DuSable. I was a DuSable high school student, my point is, and I went home, and I'm turning on the radio to 1450 a.m., and the second call into the beating drums come on.
Right, the
talking drums is Mark Allen, and the youth organizer at Operation Push, and he's talking about the young people and the stuff that he was doing, and every day of that week he talked about coming to these youth leadership development classes on a Saturday.
That's right.
And I snuck up in the room and I listened, and I want to say I got my community organizing branding from that point on. I guess my level of social really thought and where it's about. So to the point we didn't have Facebook, Instagram, and all that. We had a radio. We had people like Lorna Barnes, like Brother Mark here, and there were others who had boots on the ground in the community, and they were walking the streets and they were getting involved. And so to that point, and these are some of the things that we're asking for today. It is going to take brothers and sisters who are really committed to social change to get involved in these communities, to get involved with the Grand Boulevard Coalitions or whatever coalition of groups that are operating in your community that are trying to foster the change that you want to see. And so I would agree with you, but, you know, Mark, today you talk to young people, and we'll have some on. That is their way of organizing today. They organize through Instagram, Facebook. Listen, did you read the letter that Jack Farden wrote on his way out at the Jefferson Beauregard sessions? Dismissed him as the United States Attorney of the Northern District.
No, I missed that.
The son of the Confederate, Jefferson Beauregard Sessions, dismissed. He dismissed all the United States attorneys in 46 states, including Zachary Farden. And on his way out the door, Farden wrote a 3-page letter. But in his letter, he talked about social media and the social media effect and the cause. Social media causing much of the escalation of violence. And we talked about this coming, guys, getting on social media, smoking weed, drinking loud, and rob somebody and other things. So I hear your point, Mark. So today,
when that white man want to kill somebody live on social media, and you get arrested, what you gonna get me for? You crazy. You ain't in your right mind. And so we've got to do. See, there's some things that we have to do even back in the day when we went through, dope ain't new, gang fighting ain't new, death ain't new.
Yeah.
But what's different now is social media has given us a way to escape from realism. When I met you down there, the challenge was on about said, come meet you. Yeah, we got to go to death row. I'm like, go to where? Or we got to go in the hole into what? So the question was, they where? Yeah. Versus, I'm going where? We got to go. And connect, with our youth. Right. And what I'm saying now is that young people are disconnected and the danger is disconnected. And I'm just saying that far too many people who like to talk, James Brown had an old song called Talking Loud and Saying Nothing.
Yeah.
A lot of people get up on social media every day and they take the escape way out. I can post and go home. I can post.
Yeah.
The difference is who's going to go and walk and talk amongst the least of these.
Right.
If everybody that was Christian, who really got up every day, and hear me, if I don't ever get to talk to you no more,
right.
Hear me when I say, if everybody who calls themselves Christian actually got up every day, feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, and fighting for the least of God's people, we wouldn't be going through all the hell we're going through now.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can't get and text your way and tweet your way through a movement.
That's correct.
And so God then already gave us, through it all, the power and the talent and the resources to change. Before we could text and tweet, even back during those days. Yeah. I was with Sakoni Karanza, Cinema New Horizons. I was with Pat Dow before she was an army. She was an activist. Right. But we all sat back because sometimes, some of us in life, friends, if we live long enough, we end up becoming the very people we used to complain about. You understand?
Yeah, and in many instances, you're right.
Outsiders become insiders.
Yeah. Hey, trust me, I learned that. I learned it. Might become an insider again, but I will say this before we take this call. Let me just say this to you.
Yes, sir.
To your point, Mark, and I think that's why this history at this point is so great when we talk about community, connecting communities and coalitions and partnerships and young people. I mean, real, genuine relationships. Yes. Mid-South Planning and Development, right? The Burns Hope Center. These are places after leaving from Lou Palmer and the Young Youth Leadership Development Coalition, going over to Mid-South Planning, being a youth organizer under Harold Lucas, and Akinnakin, which Pat Dow at that time came in, was an executive director over there, Sakoni Karan. So you mentioned people who poured into young people, who created other young people like myself to care. So it would be irresponsible of us to get to this point and not try to give back. But we got a couple of calls, so we're going to take them. Caller, you on the air.
Yes, great show. How you doing?
Good, caller.
Yeah, you know what? Now, about the district attorneys, what you said that they got rid of 47 of them?
Yeah.
Well, every president does that. That's not news. But you know what is news? They just caught a congressman with a 17-year-old boy in the hotel room. That's news. And another thing, nothing's going to change.
I didn't hear you. Caller, I can't hear you. Can you speak up a little bit?
I said that a congressman that just got caught with a 17-year-old boy in a motel room. That's news.
Wow.
What else is news is, let me tell you, nothing's going to change.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. That just happened today?
Yeah. Stitches, get stitches. Until that changes, nothing's going to change. Yeah. It's great you guys are up to talking because you guys talk good every week. But ain't nothing going to change. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And thank you for your call.
Well, let me say this. Here's where we go again. We who are the leaders that we've been looking for, you change the narrative. Nothing never will change if you keep letting who you talking about control the narrative. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what we face every day. When this program is over and when it's after it's over, let me tell you what we face, everybody that's listening, brothers and sisters. Today, in majority black communities, there are majority non-black people working in majority black communities. Who's going to deal with that? That's in front of us right now. That you can control, not no congressman got caught doing whatever. No, what are you going to do about majority non-black people working when black people still going to jail It ain't working. What you gonna do about that? That's in front of you tomorrow. Not nobody, you. And then secondly, I'll say this. In Chicago, for instance, it only takes $2 to $3 billion spent to sustain up to 50,000 jobs. Now hear my voice when I tell you. Because you can go there, get hand in my pocket, all that. No, come back to here. I'm changing the narrative. I don't care about the congressman like right now and all of that. What I care about is this. When this program is over, and even as we speak, it only takes $2 to $3 billion spent to create up to 50,000 jobs.
Yeah.
And black people in Chicago spend over $50 billion. So here you are, Congressman my foot. Here we are spending all of our money every day, making everybody else rich, putting everybody else to work, and keep diverting the issue. How you gonna put our own people to work?
Yeah. Hey, you know what?
With the money we control every day. Unless we ain't the leaders we've been looking for. And instead of stepping up, oh, look what they're doing over there. No, what are we going to do with the power we got right now in front of us?
And I think what you're saying is so important,
It's
Mark.
real.
I mean, you know, and it pains me, many days it pains me to walk up and down the street that you go up and down, 47th Street, 51st, 43rd, 39th. Hell, you can go all the way to 95th. The point of matter, Lucy, loud, loud, loud. So black men have been reduced to this underground economy, even black youth. And so we state this statistic every week that we've been on the air now about black folks in Chicago, Illinois, having the highest unemployment rate in the nation. Black youth unemployment at somewhere around 50 to 60%, right? And by the way, just as a point of reference, if you're listening to me at the sound of my voice, the city of Chicago has put up their website for One Summer Chicago. One Summer Chicago, you can apply for summer youth employment. And I would encourage you all parents right now, go to the computer, go to the library, go somewhere on your smartphones, because you all got them. Stop tweeting and Facebooking and go right now if you're between 14 and 18 and apply for onesummerchicago.com. Apply for a summer job. That is one of the best remedies to solving crime is a job. But we got to call it. Caller, you on the air.
Yes, I just called in. And I just want to tell the gentleman next to you that,
Mark Allen.
listen, right now there's 3 construction jobs being done downtown. Not one Hispanic, not one African-American company working on those. Those are jobs that we could use. Am I right or wrong? But no, you want to talk about, let's do something now? Let's start there.
Yeah, where is it then?
Protect Alderman.
Where's the site?
Start on
Come on, where's the site? Time running out. Where's the site?
on the 5th floor. You know what? You got a big mouth.
I sure do.
All right.
But where's the site?
You ain't nothing.
Where's the site, my friend? You ain't told me yet.
You crazy.
How we gonna find the site? You ain't told us the address.
All right, caller. Well, thank you for your call.
I'm just saying.
Diversionary tactic.
How we gonna find the site when you didn't tell me the address?
Right. Yeah. Well, here's what we do know. Here, let me tell this to you, though, Mark.
Where's the address?
I got it. But to his point, it's not just 3 construction sites. It's 57 cranes in the air downtown.
Right,
57. All across the downtown Chicago, 57 of them. So I get your point. But Mark is passionate because he's got a right to be. Because he's put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. He's a recovering cancer patient. And the brother has put his life on the line for black people. I know that.
I'm saying nothing. He didn't give me no address.
But I'm sitting here today.
But I'm saying nothing.
Right, but I'm sitting here today because...
Call back over there and tell us the address.
Because guys like Mark Allen and others in our community. So I get his point, and I get and understand yours. Well, listen, man, Mark...
My point is, where's the address?
Well, listen, why don't you, since you're talking about address, why don't you tell people how they can meet you and where they can find you at? And what's your address and phone number?
On National Black Wall Street, Chicago, 4655 South King Drive, Suite 203. Phone number 773-268-6900, 268-6900.
Give the number one more time.
773-268-6900.
Well, friends, listen, this has been another great show. You know, Dr. King said one thing that was really good and interesting. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You know, we can all do something. We can all get involved and do something to help change the conditions of our community. And if you want to get involved with the Grand Boulevard Coalition, you can reach me at 420-5582. Again, 312-420-5582. It's been another great and dynamic show. Thank you, Brother Mark.
God bless.
Appreciate
What's the
you, man.
address?
Yeah, appreciate you, Mark. Till
God
now
bless.
and next week, God bless you all. Peace.
My boys.